What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm Jay Ingersoll.
It's good, Jay. It's your boy Modd.
It's all good, man. Hey, we're joined today from the band Killcrown. Some dudes in the wintry east, more in the east side of the state. What's up, fellas?
What's up? What's going on, guys?
Hey, thanks for joining us today. Obviously, having you in the room is always best case scenario, but here in Michigan, that's pretty tough to do right now. So
Yeah.
A little bit.
Practice today for you guys?
Yep, for sure.
That's a good way to get the Sunday going, huh?
Yeah, you kick it off with an interview with some classy acts like you guys, and you just kind of further into a really extreme band practice, Yeah. It's a good Sunday.
Hell yeah, for sure. So yeah, I guess just like we do with any other interview, you guys did send us your new single that's coming out, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But do you just want to get started from the basics? I know, Steve, obviously you've been on the show, but we've really focused on you in the Metal Fest and kind of how you got into all that. We didn't really speak much on the music part. But to see you doing this band and to hear this track, it really warms my heart to see you doing that, because I can just see your passion, see you coming through. And the same with the other guys there too, Tyler and Dave. It was a great track. But just tell me a little bit about the inception of the band, and then how you guys kind of got into it. And then what we'll do is we'll transition into really talking about the new stuff.
Oh.
Okay. So we got together. Originally, it was kind of our old band that me and Oren, our guitarist, used to have, called New Skin. We had set that down for about 4 years and really didn't know if we were coming back to music or not, but we both really had an itch for it. And all we really knew about it was that we really liked to jam with each other. And I haven't really found another guitarist that's just plays like that. You know what I mean? Like, this dude writes like a weird metal ninja. So I with really good friends, and I have, like I said, I haven't found anybody that really got clicked with like that. So we just kind of, after a while, decided to get back together. We had another drummer at the time, and then we had Tyler was working with me, and he was actually a guitarist and a vocalist in different projects. So he just kind of saw what we had going on, and he's like, dude, I want to be a part of that. He decided to pick up a bass just to throw it at this band and see what happened. And to me, I thought the tone that he ended up sliding into and style was really cool. So it ended up working out. He's a guitarist, but he went and threw a bass on.
Yeah, at first I was like, maybe a couple less strings will be easier. It wasn't any easier, but it was definitely a whole other animal that was fun to try to tame.
Oh yeah. And then we ended up.
I was going to ask if that.
Oh, what?
I was going to ask if the moving to bass gave you new appreciation or respect for the instrument, and a whole new outlook on it.
Oh, definitely. Growing up, one of my biggest musical influences was Rush, so I was always huge in, Geddy Lee's bass playing style and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
yeah,
when
that's some
picked
lead
up the
bass
instrument and dove into it more than just, fucking around with it, fidgeting around on the bass every now and then, and actually like trying to learn music and play music on it. It's a whole different world.
Yeah, they say it's simple, but it has to be reduced to simple in order to be effective. You have to sit in the pocket, otherwise not everybody can be Steve DiGiorgio or Geddy Lee, though. So It's just nice to hear you speak to it.
Yeah. I
Keep
think
going, Steve. Keep going, Steve.
Oh yeah. So I've got more to say on that in a minute, though. About it. But,
bring it back.
As far as the other members, we brought Jim in. Jim is our lead guitarist, and he actually was a Craigslist ad. He moved here from Buffalo, New York, and just got on Craigslist trying to look for musicians to play with. And he didn't have the greatest luck back there in Buffalo with getting with a serious band, like a band that actually wants to take everything they're doing seriously, look good, sound good, put the whole thing across, And So he got up here and we started jamming together, and he started speaking on that quite a bit. Ended up bringing him into the band because he'd never been a lead guitarist before. But like, you could tell by the way that he noodled and the way that he played. You're like, dude, here, going to get started with play this. And he was playing some leads that Oren wrote. And then it turns into, well, what if I do this? And he just starts blowing all this shit up. He's a great guitarist. And then over, what was it, about 6 months ago, Dave?
Yeah,
another 6 months. We ended up parting ways with our old drummer, and we needed, when you need a drummer, you don't just need somebody that knows how to play drums. You need a specific person for your band, as you guys know. It's not easy to replace. We had one guy try out. It was a little bit lackluster, and he wanted to come back and try out again, but we ended up staggering his return comeback because we had Dave that wanted to come over and try out as well. And Dave came over and he listened to our material very meticulously, and he came over and he played one song, just knocked it out of the park, and then played 2 other songs that he hadn't been able to practice as much, he said, admittedly. But like, to me, just seeing someone put that dedication in to show that love and appreciation for that one song is all it takes for me to, I understand that you got the rudiments, you got the structures, you got timing, you got passion. You put them all forward. Showing us this one song was immediate. We all talk like, hey, what do you guys think? All for this guy. That's all right.
Right.
And we did. We're like, hey, dude, what do you think about us being a Killcrown? And he's like, fuck yeah.
I think I showed up. It was like 2 weeks. I didn't even know if I was going to get the 3rd song down, but I ended up pulling it off. And it was great.
Now he's learning our music quicker than the rest of us are.
Yeah, he did. He's one song ahead of others. I recorded it in the studio, so I should know it.
Hey, that's the kind of ambition that you want in your band, though. Someone that's passionate, like you said, and that's kind of a go-getter. That's a big benefit to the band. And I will say, I will commend you. Like Steve, when Killcrown was putting out the thing, we lost our drummer. I was like, anytime I ever see that announcement, it breaks my heart because drummers aren't easy to come by. But it sounded like Dave got a hold of you guys fairly quickly and slid right in. So kudos to you for getting the train back rolling, because man, that can be the death blow for a band,
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I might also add too that he actually adds some intensity and some power in some spots. Like he adds to the drums being played live, and that's not any kind of a dig against our last drummer. He was phenomenal, man. It's just, every drummer is different, and Dave's passion and dedication really comes through on the stage too. We really, really click up there.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, everyone tells me I hit really hard. So, it's taken me pretty far.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Now, Dave, whereabouts were you from then? Are you from more on the east side then?
I'm actually originally from South Carolina. I moved up here to Michigan in about 2020, right before the pandemic. I joined a band, a deathcore band, and it was like at the time where like a lot of bands were quitting, not just kind of calling it quits, and just kind of pushed through for a couple of years and had a lot of fun playing deathcore. So when I moved away to Florida for about a year to help my dad. And then I came back up here and just instantly started looking for a band, because I want to get back into this scene particularly. And so I have a lot of passion for it. This, Michigan scene in particular has been the most fun that I've had.
Hell yes.
It's a pretty good one. And yeah, Steve's holding it together pretty well. Thanks, Steve. Crucial part of that. Yeah, you got to the source quick there, Dave.
I tried.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to play with the guy that does the cat.
Yeah, smart.
That's one way to get out.
Yeah. Yep. That's how to move the pieces around the board, definitely.
Exactly. Chess master over here.
That's why he's learning your songs before you.
Right.
Well, a smart and intense drummer can take you places, so hold on to that, Steve.
Hell
for
yeah,
sure,
man.
For sure, man.
I'm not the most technical guy, but I hit him hard and I play my own style. So
You know?
It's all gravy, man. Like the word we use around here is swagger, and the way Steve tells it, it sounds like that's what you're really bringing to the table is that swagger that he needs. And
he's not just a drum machine. He actually he puts that human quality to it, that intensity, that compassion when he plays. You know, he actually loves playing deathcore music, and that's what we were wanting.
There's nothing like playing live, you know?
Yeah.
Now, you guys had a batch of songs, and then Dave, you were responsible for coming in to learn them, or are we writing new stuff now? Dave's infused in the band, or what does that look like?
Well, we had basically the first part of that is Dave had to come into the band and learn a whole set. And then in that amount of time, though, we've learned a couple of newer songs that we didn't play in the band before. And then he's getting involved with the writing as well. And then as soon as we get over this hump of, we got a full album that we want to get actually released, hopefully later this year. But it's going to be the album after that Dave's going to be a lot more involved with the writing on it. So a lot of our writing, man, admittedly, is boring. That guy's just a machine. He just writes really fucking good music, and you want to be like, let's get in there and write some of it. But he just writes such great music, man. That's why I want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I got my niche of writing vocals. You know, I feel like I'm great at writing vocals. I'm great at telling someone if a part isn't quite there. Or, hey, maybe we need to add something that's a breakdown or just something that just melts in people's faces right here just to change that tone a little. You know, I'm that guy that comes in usually and says that to him. But like overall, I think I speak for all of us. Like I encourage him to write.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
most definitely.
Man, you let the man cook.
There's very few things that we end up having to be like, hey, but what if we do it this way? Because it's almost like he reads all of our fucking minds while we sleep and writes this music.
And he's not a drummer, but this guy writes drums specifically so fucking well, man. He really focuses a lot on that in the songs. So I think that when Dave came in, he was a little bit surprised to have the guitarist sitting there explaining to him all the detail about the drums, you know, and it was shortly after he figured out that Oren, the brainchild for it.
I've never had anybody tell me like, hey, play less, you know, and this part, just take away some drums. Like they're usually like add more. But with them, I look at drums in a different way afterwards.
Yes.
Adds to the round flavor, you know.
Yeah, having the guitarist tell the drummer anything about drums can cut either way, but it sounds like in your guys' case, he knows which way to hold the knife.
Yeah, he does. He's a really like decent guy to work with too. Like he's very chill, laid back. He's also, you know, he's who records my vocals with me. So like I can be in the studio and just be a complete fucking jackass, and this guy's just pushing record, pushing stop. He's just, you know, he's totally fucking cool, chill all the way through. He'll be like, dude, that's great. And I'll be like, dude, no way. Like, not even close. Oh, okay. You know, and like go back, re-record the line until it's something that I'm really feeling and loving, you know, and then he'll also be the guy that tells me, yo, man, you wrote a bunch of fire in that song, like Death, for instance. You know, it was all the lyrics are so powerful all the way through there. You're like, what the fuck did that just say? What did that just say? You know, and then it got to the chorus, and I had this completely different thing written. And he's like, yeah, man, this whole song's fire, but the chorus needs to be fucking platinum. You know what I mean? He walks away to the door for a minute. I was like, motherfucker. He's got to talk to some guy that's at the door. And I'm sitting there. I swear to God, this happened in about a 2-minute time frame. I fucking looked down at my paper. I was like, that son of a bitch. I'm going to write a fucking chorus so badass. Choke on it. I wrote the severing misery, cut it out, make it bleed. Hold your breath, never stop. Yeah. And then he fucking come back over from talking. I was like, here. And fucking showed it to me like, no fucking shit. And we recorded that song the same fucking day that we wrote the lyrics in it. That's a little fucking bit of information I think is really cool. You know, it was like he showed me the song, and the same day I heard it, we had the vocals for it all the way fucking recording.
I would say this song is really where Killcrown found their absolute sound.
Yeah. I would say we were a little bit more death metal before that mixed in, where we still had breakdowns and deathcore sound, but like, I think that song kind of curved the way that we write now, and we
get more into the slam metal atmosphere.
Yeah, with the little bit of the hip hop influences that I can't really ignore, no matter how hard I try.
Yeah, so I was going to say that listening to the song, 3 minutes, 33 seconds, roughly around there, this fucker rips, man. The vocal patterns are great. That's one thing that stood out to me right away were the patterns, because sometimes patterns can get lost if you say deathcore, but I think you guys mesh a lot of styles very well. I heard you said like rap, but I'm hearing more like with some of the dynamics where the bass just breaks down. To me, that's almost like some new metal. You say kind of rappy, right, or whatever, but not. And dude, there's so much new metal that I absolutely love. So I'm not saying that in a bad way. You guys just have this dynamic. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, you have this dynamic way about the song in some parts, and I really love that in heavy music because you kind of give it a break instead of just grinding for 4 minutes or whatever, right? So, but man, it's super groovy. There's this part like after about midpoint or whatever, you guys go into this really melodic, almost death metal old school part. And I was like, man, that was pretty badass because it's not what I expected, especially after the first part of it. But I was like, man, you guys just mesh a lot of styles very well. And then you give me the callbacks too. So you keep it like, metal still. You don't get so convoluted where I'm not knowing what the hell is going on because there's 42 parts or whatever, and that's just a personal preference. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just my preference. So that's what I loved about the song, man. You guys, kudos to you guys. You did a great job with it, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to echo some of Jay's sentiments real quick and then pass it back to you gentlemen or back over to Jason. But I love that it started out with that kind of like that groovy, angry new metal feel. And then it shifted into what I would have called like old school brutal death metal. Like you had a little bit of melody, a lot of the trem picking, a lot of that stayed in the groove. The music style almost shifted, but I was like, so I listened to it like 3 times and I was like, man, every time it just goes from that new metal to that death metal snap. And I was like, let's fucking go, fam. And then the vocals, like Jay said, yeah, because I like new metal, it's like I'm cool with it, but then take me back to, where I belong, and that's death metal. And so I was like, all right, hit the vein. Thank you very much for that. Steve, the vocals were like enunciated, like on that Randy Blythe tip, where I could feel I could hear what you're saying, so that I could feel what you're saying. So I thought that was very well done. And then the bass solo was like just a we had you. We had the great tone on the bass. I absolutely loved it, man. It was good. Good song. It was very fun. I jammed it 3 times in a row, just straight headbanging at my desk, man. So looking forward to talking about it. And that's my piece. That's my piece for it. I loved it. Thank you very much for the send in. It was great.
Thank you, bro.
So how did this song come about as far as like recording it? And I know you said you recorded it the same day, but what about the other parts?
And what did the woman in orange showed it to us? You remember that, Maureen, Steve?
Yeah. He was just like, oh, fucking geeked, dude. Like more so than usual. This guy was so fucking fired up when he got this music together, dude. So first thing I want to say about that too is like that bass solo wasn't in there at first. So we went and he showed it to us, and then he fucking made me come over. He's like, dude, get the fuck over here. And he's like, we got to fucking write some lyrics to this. And so I go over and listen to it, and I'm trying to jet out. I'm trying to be like I usually am. Like, I want to go right by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm going home now. We'll write to this. And then, and you got no one around. You can pull from whatever you want, no influence. But Orrin would not have that, bro. Would not fucking have that. This dude took me fucking hostage. And he's like, dude, just start writing some shit. It don't gotta be the right shit. I was like, so I'm like, I'm kind of on the spot, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a little bit uncomfortable because, like, I'm not uncomfortable, but like, I'm like, motherfucker, like, I love Orrin. He's done me solid. So I'm like, all right, And then I already kind of had some shit brewing in my head, obviously, like, as far as satire goes. And then, so I'm just like, I'm sitting there, and then, you know, the first fucking line come to me, and that pen didn't stop on the fucking paper. And it just kept going. And me and him just sat there fucking laughing like kids the whole fucking time because of all those zingers that are in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, outside, motherfuckers, where you find me, in the back of the shack, living grimy. You know, it's like everything's fucking just like, we're laughing our asses off. We're loving it. Loving it, man. And then we got it all recorded, and we're listening to it. And I just looked over at him like, dude, this is badass. I'm like, but pull the guitars out of that part. I was like, when it comes back in after that first fucking heavy breakdown and it's going into the second verse, I'm like, just completely remove fucking guitars from that bit. And he's like, what? And then I go, yeah, dude, just trust me. He knows he can click it out of there and click it right back in. So he fucking he clicks that bitch off. And we listen to the song, you know, we started from the beginning and we're jamming it out, and it gets to that, and it's boom, 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 and we're like, what the fuck, dude? You know, it was all played fucking together when we recorded it, you know, and then we fucking pulled the guitars out, and it was just that made that part fucking fly off the page, man. And again, it was part of what kind of made us start to think a little bit differently about
less is more sometimes, you know, really pulls the power and grindiness out of the music.
it slaps you right in the face, you know.
Yeah, the same with the drums. I'd say he had me hold back a lot. You know, Death in particular, he was like, "You're way too busy on the cymbals. Just like, you know, half that shit." And I was like, "All right," and it made sense. So I, you know, went with it, and then it opens everything up, makes it bigger. You know?
Yeah.
After years of playing music, those are all sentiments that Nick and I have spoke about, and on this show, and just together with our own music. Is like, sometimes, you know, we come from the background of just wanting to put as many things in there, as many notes, as many drums, you know, let's grind, let's tech it up, let's throw all these riffs together, you know, but sometimes the best stuff is, how can you make something simple just impactful, you know? And maybe it's not even incredibly simple to others. It might be simple to you, right? Because maybe nobody's just picking up the drums and playing your parts, Dave. You know, there'd still be like, holy shit, this is hard, you know? But man, sometimes when you learn to pull back just a little bit, that's really when the magic happens, you know? And then when you do those tricky things or some of those over the top things, those stand out even more, because now it's just against a backdrop of something that's a little more simplistic. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite spots in songs, man. That spot that it just kind of fades out for a minute. You're just hearing a few
Steve,
elements, and you know that the storm's coming. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about the dynamics of the song. Just how, even with your lyrics and vocals, Steve, it's not like you just totally, you know, did all these crazy vocals through the whole thing. You almost got whispery on me for a second. You kind of, you know, you really made me feel that vibe, like Nick was saying. That you could feel that almost, and like what you're saying with the lyrics too. Like, you're real pissed off, right? So then it's just like you kind of build that anger, and it really emotes a good emotion through your music there. So. It's really cool and really refreshing to hear that. You know, you guys did a great job, man.
Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that, man. It was fucking awesome.
Now, are those Dave, did you record the drums then on that?
No. Program drums, I believe, all the way, which is totally new with me. I've always been okay with program drums. Learning other people's program drums to be in previous bands have kind of built my, you know, ammunition I've got here, you know, to be able to play and do different things. So I've always looked at program drums as kind of a good thing. Less work in the studio. So I know I can
it's a good,
you know, go and play in the studio if it ever comes to that. So if we wanted to give that,
we're moving in that direction. Yeah, we're definitely moving in that direction now. Like, you know, as you guys know, the recording drums in the studio can go several different directions,
right?
That's monetarily and product wise, you know. We've done our first album with the program, but work really hard to get them realistic, sounding good. And then, like I said, we're going to be set up to actually record our own studio drums soon. We're actually I'm excited that we're able to record all of our own music. That makes it the creative process so pure. You know what I mean? Nobody stomps on this. It's just from the band. I really love that. Like, I like studios. I love the whole idea of all of that. And we'll be in a studio, I'm sure, for different albums or reasons, But right now, I love being able just to do this in house, man. Move at the pace that we want to. We put together the music we want to. Our final product sounds how we want to, and then we go and just give that to the world, and we make it for us. So we're glad you like it.
Well, no, absolutely love it. Love that you're making music. I wanted to quickly go back and address Dave's point about his attitude about the programmed drums. I think is a really healthy attitude, because having a guitarist that can express the beats that he's looking for, the way that this guitar rhythm works is with this beat, and him just being able to come out and say that and express that versus having to explain it verbally. He's just like, nah, the beat that's on there, basically what I'm looking for out of you, Dave. Or whoever, and because back in the day we didn't have that luxury. Like, you'd had to learn to meticulously manipulate a drum machine. It wasn't as interface friendly as what we have now, and it was just like, no, I don't want that beat. No, not quite that beat. No, you need to do something different with that snare. So there was a lot of like not being able to communicate, especially if you're not a drummer. So Dave, great attitude, and kudos on that for being just like, yeah, just show me what you got and let me know if you want more or less. I think that's super healthy these days, and it's a way to really get the ball moving. And then moving to Steve's point with having the studio in your own house or your own hang. I mean, that is the dream. Like, that's the musician's man cave.
Yeah.
It's just gonna, I got a riff in my head. I'll be right back, babe. 20 minutes. I got to just go get this riff out, and I'll see you in 3 days. It's just, you can hang in it. I love it. So yes, to both of you guys are kind of, like, Dave, great attitude, and Steve, like, that's the dream, man. And so kudos to you for
we all
achieving
try to
that.
keep
It's
it
going to be fun.
a positive thing, like sometimes writing together is very hard. Sitting down with 5 people in the same room and you all kind of got a different idea you're rocking, it's almost better to just come to the producer. And Oren, luckily, we got the guy, we got him able to actually, produce what we want to. He's laid back too. He'll make something. You could go to him and say, hey, dude, I want to record this. He'll sit with you and do it.
Yeah, like he was saying earlier, like recording vocals with him, you could sit there and be like, take 533, and he'll be like, yep, let's do it. Like, no shade, not pissed off. If he's got to sit there for 4 hours to get something perfect, he'll do it.
Yeah. So I think it just comes down to being easy people to work with. It takes you fucking so far. So far. You get so much done. And like we said, we'll be writing together, and we do write together, on a smaller level. And a lot of times the drums that Oren writes will be a suggestion. And then we'll go through and write it, and Dave will relate what he writes to it, and then we'll settle in and we'll make our adjustments. Like, that's what we'll do with our album. Is it'll actually be Dave's version of Oren's drums.
Yeah. So, like, the live show is going to be my take on what Oren's already laid down. So you're going to get a different experience drum-wise live show compared to what you listen to on the album. And I'm cool with that. I actually like that. I think
it's mainly that one, though. Like, for the album, you'll actually be in the studio more.
Yeah.
And telling him, I actually do that here.
Well, that's cool.
We'll be polishing it. Yeah. It'll be Dave's final draft on the drums, so we'll put them together for the rest of the album. This single was just already set to be released. So we finished this one up and sent it out the door. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that approach at all, especially nowadays. We have the ability to have those drums sounding awesome, whether they're programmed or live. It doesn't, I mean, sometimes it just kind of depends on how you program them. But end of day, in order to push the band forward and get music out there and, progress, like, you got to do what you got to do. And there ain't no right way or no wrong way to do this, man. There's no rules to it. It's do what you feel. And,
they'll go out there and play it, you put them on the spot. You're going to go out there and play what you hear on the fucking track, so it's
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just another tool.
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely. And like, shout out to Oren for, being able to have that vision and then you guys being humble enough to kind of be like, yeah, he kind of knows what he's talking about. So like, we're going to take these suggestions and, sometimes you gotta have a guy leading the charge because like you had mentioned, sometimes when you got 5 guys in a room and everybody wants to say something, that gets kind of tough. So that's the art of being in a relationship or in a band. You got to kind of know when to give and know when to take, so
Yep.
being able to step back and trust each other as well. That's
Yeah, all
teamwork.
of us have been in tons of numerous bands, and I think we can all agree that this is the one band we've been in where honestly everybody gets along, everybody takes each other's interests into consideration on everything. And it's why it works so well for us, because we give a shit about everybody's input.
Right.
Well,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of the cream kind of rises to the top in a way, and another way of looking at it is that eventually you kind of congeal and coalesce into the right group of people. It just becomes about personalities and everybody gassing each other up, and then everybody just gets better. Like no matter what your floor is, it's just like everybody loves to hang. Everybody's there for the right reasons. You find the right people, and that's the biggest thing about being in a band is you can be in a great talented band with a couple of assholes, and that band probably ain't going to go very far. They're going to have some great music, but then they're going to be like, I never want to speak to those people again. But if you got a band that's a great hang, you'll just get better and better and better. No matter like skill sets aside, you'll just start to coalesce into the thing that you're meant to be as a unit instead of like 5 super mega talented musicians. So I think you guys are on the right track there. That's where it counts the most. That gives longevity, interest, that gives buy-in. And that's what younger bands will be faced with early on if they don't recognize the kid next to them as somebody they don't want to hang out with. Well, you don't really have a band. You have a part-time practice session with other guys or something, So you guys, I think where it counts is where the rubber meets the road. You are a band at the core, and that's 4 or 5 guys hanging out and just love doing the thing. So I love what I'm hearing from you. I just love the energy that I'm getting from you, Steve, Dave, everybody. Like it's fucking good.
Oh yeah, man.
Tyler, sorry, I didn't mean to leave you out there.
So what date does this song come out then?
February 5th is when Death drops.
Okay. I have to look at the calendar just to kind of see when this I had an idea when this thing was about to come out.
February 8th. I don't have my calendar in front of me. Every time I
'cause
pull it up on
ours
my
always-
computer,
but
the Microsoft thing always gives me. All right, so the 8th is a Sunday. I have.
yeah,
5th
but you said the 5th, right?
Oh, sorry. Why did I hear the 8th?
So it'll be out by the time this drops,
Thursday.
but just by a little bit. So make sure you go listen to that now on all streaming platforms. Now, is there any other promotional materials that you're going to put out around it?
Yeah, we should be releasing a little bit of some shorts and some different animes and stuff, or animation and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
There's not a ton that we're doing with this first single release. We just wanted to get a little music out to the world, as we're building this album to put together. We got some touring stuff that is available for us for this next winter. That's actually pretty phenomenal. Can't talk about it, but it'll be our first actual tour as a band, and we're going to be able to on a tour with a pretty fucking awesome band. Yeah. And we're really excited to tell everybody about that when the time comes. It's going to be a number of months before anything about that comes out. But that's a huge thing for us.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
So talking live experiences, I know you said you guys got to practice today. Obviously, we said that, but and then you got a show coming up here shortly. What other kind of shows do you got coming up? What are you looking forward to?
So we've got this show on the 31st at Hobart Theater. Edge from Subliminal Verses hooked that up. Great guy, man. Great promoter, great friend, and a great frontman. He also does a Freak on the Leash, the Korn tribute band too. So great guy to know. Great bands to work with, man. For now, they got a good draw, all the good stuff. So he did this big show, man. There's 2 days down there. There's I think like 20 bands. it's going to be a hell of a time. I hear tickets are selling really good, so that's really cool. Hobart, Indiana. And then we're going to be announced onto a festival this year. We can't really put that out there yet either.
No worries.
I really don't have a lot scheduled, to be honest. I'm trying to take it easy on us because we do have a lot of work to do for this album. So you might see us go a little bit late this summer on the gigs. You probably only see us maybe once in Battle Creek. And we're going to be around a couple other states. But besides that, and there'd be a lot of shows this year as we're putting together the final touches. I want to make sure that album is absolute torch. You guys, if you like that, just fucking wait till you hear Obliterate. Oh my God. You guys could be like, what the fuck are they doing on this? So Obliterate, and then another one that's crazy is Hellbound. Sounds nuts, man. If you go on YouTube right now, you can actually see a video that Ken from Pixel Page Photography put together that showcases my good friend Xavier singing that song with us up on stage. God, man, check her in. She's in a band.
I watched it.
Yeah, approaching on that. Yeah, dude. So it's just absolutely phenomenal. She's awesome. I mean, I was so blessed. I've known her since she was 12. It's my good friend's daughter. So like getting to be able to.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. I like kind of got her into the whole scene when she was like little, playing ukulele on our stairs. And so to come back full circle and have her up there performing with me was just an honor, man. She throws the fuck down.
No, yeah.
So not a
You
ton
said
of
she
line
plays
stuff.
in an.
Go
You
ahead.
said she plays in Approaching Autumn.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I think Iron Sharpens Iron is playing a show with them, the Dopapalooza Perry show on March 21st down by you guys. So yeah,
Absolutely. I'm gonna try
so
to make it out to that, man. I saw that one coming up.
looking forward to that. So I've heard a lot of. Yeah, I mean, you've had them on a lot of different stuff, and I've heard their name a whole bunch. I just don't think I'm very familiar with the music actually.
Yeah, they just picked up Xavier. Before that, it was just the one vocalist, Joel, I believe his name is, and they were. Yeah, it was a cool band. I had them on a show, and I had them on a different one, and then she ended up joining the band. I ended up booking them on the Midwest Brutal Fest. I just thought they'd fit
Oh,
in.
okay, cool.
Nah,
Hell yeah, that's dope.
So you guys got free passes out to that show too. I hope you're there, man.
Hey, for sure this year I will be at the Metal Fest for sure, man.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Last
so
year
you
I
know,
jacked up my
both
back, but
festivals I'm inviting you to. Brutal Fest too.
well, okay. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
You're
have
the
to look
man.
at the calendar for that, and we appreciate that, Steve. But
Oh, yeah,
definitely will be there for
247.
Metal Fest. Yeah, Nick and I actually talked about it, what that would look like. So we got to talk about that a little more. But we definitely want to be there to support this year. So
Yeah, let's make a big deal out of it. Let's
yeah,
do something
for
cool.
sure. And
Oh, yeah.
And I want to talk to you more, obviously, off show, and then we'll have you back on again. Hopefully, you guys can drive up with the crew, and we'll talk more of the fest and the festivals when that time comes. When it's not
sure.
a Icelandic ice road truckers winterland out there,
It's nice.
All right, so that single comes out February 5th, you said, right?
Yep.
And we'll look for a few things around there, and then the big focus this year is just to be grinding in the studio. Now, you said you have these other two songs, and you can't wait till someone else hears them. Where are you at with these songs? And are we recording one song at a time and then releasing the whole thing as an album, or what does the structure look like?
So we have a full album worth of music written. It's all together. It's all in mode. So none of these are final drafts. So we actually have to go through and now re-record, everything.
Sure.
Essentially to get that polished, version of everything. So right now we're writing a little bit of new. We're still actually learning a couple of new songs for our set that are also going to be on the album too. But yeah, to answer that question, we are planning on putting out a couple more singles within the next probably few months. I want to say I really want to aim for that. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not, stressing. I really was stressed about this one single. We've been sitting on it for 2 years. You know what I mean? We've been wanting to put this out and just kind of keep hitting these obstacles, and I don't want to release it and have it swept under the rug. So we're trying to do things the right way. So hopefully we'll make a big bang when this one goes out.
Oh yeah, that's dope, and it is nice to have something to show for yourselves. I always understand that, especially when you guys been around for a while, and this was the first thing you have out, correct?
Yeah, we released one song just on YouTube. That was another moment of, I would say, weakness. Psycho, it's a song that we released on YouTube. Great song, and it's a halfway decent recording, but we did it all
Oh, okay.
ourselves. We didn't have any producer involved. It was a couple years ago, and then we liked it, but we didn't like it, so we really worked harder after that to make sure that everything was dialed in more. We worked with a producer, Exodus Stratagem Records. They produced the song after we composed it. They'll be releasing it on all the platforms and all that. So.
Okay, cool. And I did notice, there was like a solo in the song, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is that a staple in the Killcrown music, is to have solos?
I don't think it is. Yeah, the next 2 songs that we'll be releasing definitely kind of solos in them. We have a stark difference in our band between leads and solos. There's definitely lead parts that are just there to pop out as a different, higher, awesome fucking guitar riff, and then there's the actual shredding solos. And yeah, we do have both of them pretty heavily in our music, and we love it.
Hey, that's what we say on this show, boys. Keep it metal. You know what I'm saying?
I grew up in the heyday of guitar solo, Steve. I think you did too. I mean, just from the glam hair rock to the thrash metal gods, I just like guitar solo was kind of like a natural progression of the song for me. So it makes me feel warm in the chest to know that there's going to be leads, which are their own thing. Thank you, sir. And guitar solos, which are their own thing. Yes. Thank you, sir. That is a distinction to be made. You can play a little lead, cool, but can you shred a guitar solo? That always is something I'm looking to hear. Let me hear you play your instrument as a guitar solo should sound. So
yeah,
I'm excited to hear as well.
That bitch cries, right? Having guitarists that really focus on playing these parts fucking super consistently. Like, that's the thing that impresses me so much about our group is those recordings are great. Like, Jesus, you fucking hear us on a random Sunday down in the fucking cave, and these guys are shredding up some shit even fucking gnarlier. Like, Orin's over, you're like, woo, 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 woo. You're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? Jim's just fucking noodling every fucking, he can sound like any band, and he will, like, randomly. He'll just be playing between 50 different guitar styles from metal.
He'll be playing some random stuff, and we'll just be like, hey, why don't we open our set with that? And we do.
So nice. It's crazy. They both really come with it as far as, like, Jim will be like, is my tone off? And you're like, what? He's like, is it just, like, off just a little bit? And you're like, I didn't notice anything. And then he plays for a few more minutes. And you're like, yes, Jim. Yeah, you are right. And he'll know exactly what it is. Like, yeah, I took away this frequency just a little bit when I was playing with it. Put it back in, and it'll just be the fucking perfect. And Orin can make a guitar squeal when he sneezes, dude. I swear to God, he is like, he can make a pinch harmonic in his sleep.
Just breathing on the guitar and make a pinch harmonic.
Hell yeah, that's sick. Love those. Hey, so now I heard you. Yeah, I love those. One of my faves. Now I heard you kind of talk about touring here, and I know there's not much you can disclose about it, but now are we ready to go on tour? We have all the necessities to make that happen, and all of the all of the things arranged where everybody in the band is able to do that. This is a topic we like to get into on the show a lot.
That's a good topic, man, and those are really extremely valid questions that people really don't want to think about a lot. Is, are you ready for this? Are you really ready to go do this? Do you have a vehicle that's going to make it through this? Do you have a team that can all guaranteed be there? Do you have a backup? Do you have a backup bass player, a backup guitar player? Do you have somebody who can play drums if this person, can't make it there? So you really have a lot of things to consider, because it comes down to that. As you guys know, we all have jobs. We're not out here killing it and grilling it and making all the money off of our band, at least not yet. So we gotta keep our jobs together, and then we gotta be able to keep our families together, and then go do that tour still and pop off as an incredible band that's unfazed by doing this tour. So I think that's an incredible question.
There's always sacrifices, and if you wait until you feel like you're ready, it's never gonna fucking happen.
Very true.
You gotta make it
time to be ready.
Yeah, he's got paid time off. I run my schedule. Tyler's able to get the time off to do that. We got Orange should be able to, and Jim should be able to, but in any circumstance, we do have a couple other individuals that have started learning the material, and they know.
We got great trains.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah.
Ben Joseph is one of those. I want to give a shout out to that dude. Everything he does in the world, he's been a phenomenal person, man. So we got people. I got people that can fill in for me on vocals if needed. It's just, we really are working hard to make a network that just wants to see this band succeed.
It seems like a good band is more than just the musicians that make the band up. It's everybody that's the immediate support team, your techs, the people that are going to promote your music. But if you're really trying to get out there on the road, it does seem like you might have techs or, roadies or what have you that know the material as well as help you set up and load and unload, because, hey, man, like that's kind of the world we're in. Like, a football team has 11 guys starting on the field, but the roster's got 53 on it. So we know all about next man up, like, oof, homie dropped a case on his foot, can't take the stage, you're gonna have to go and get surgery, we need another guitarist, whatever, like, shit happens. But it's awesome that you could be that deep in it, like, to have a couple extra guys learning the material on the side. That's a testament to just the network and the community that you've built, I'd say.
And they're awesome guys too. Like, one of them is a stage tech, and one of them is a photographer and videographer and everything extraordinaire. So it's just like, these guys aren't having to fill in. We're having huge pivotal people helping us as well. It feels
awesome.
like the things are lining up.
Yeah, they help our band out in more than one way, for sure.
Yeah. A lot of moving parts, even outside of the music. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, things get different when you all get in the van and, and then you're on the road or something breaks down or whatever. So those are all things you just got to think about. Everybody wants to tour, right? Everybody wants to get in the van. But when you're 3 states away and something happens and you got 5 dudes that you got to get along with and you're sleeping with, like, that's when shit gets real, right? Like the real world van edition,
That's when you got to be ready for that. You got to have a backup plan. You got to have 5 backup plans. I don't want to pull off of anything. I don't like to take a show and pull off. So like, by the time this thing is fully booked, we'll have all of our ducks in a row. I think we can line up. We have support from the states that we're going through as well.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Being able to,
I think it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Good.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's fortunate that we have
good old Zoom.
These people in these different states, like, doing the festival over the years. I feel lucky to have the knowledge and to have the network of people that we're able to know through that. They're all just great fucking people from all over the U.S. So just very fortunate. Shout out to everybody that's willing to help, and just a big love for honestly for that festival and what it's been able to kind of open up. It is a good door for a lot of people. Getting into the industry, you know. So I'm glad that it came around. Even if I wasn't a part of that, I'd be like, oh, so I'm glad that festival was here. You know what I mean? Like it does a lot for our scene.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Steve, do you find it a little bit more challenging to? Well, okay, so you have the festival. You see bands always unloading and loading into your festival. How has that information helped you book a tour, come together, and know what you need to do for a tour?
You know, it really there's a big spotlight on hospitality. You know,
okay.
as far as when bands come through, it's like I really don't want to play at a place that doesn't understand that. I just don't even want to go through the experience, you know. And I want to make sure that I'm networking to the towns and best that I can be before I get there. You know, I would like to know that 20, 30 people around that area are just stoked to go already. Just because they know about us, they've heard our music, you know, and you're gonna see me pushing our music hard once it comes out, just super fucking hard, man. You're gonna hear fucking Killcrown every fucking where. But you know, that's because I really want these markets to pick it up, you know. So hospitality is big, and then like just having your plan together, speaking with the people, with your contacts from each town ahead of time, and making sure that your riders are all signed, all set up, making sure that they're going to be there. They're either going to have the stuff that's on your rider, or you have a buyout. And if there's any kind of hotels or anything like that, you got to understand. You got to understand where you're at with it before you get out there. You know, if you got a guarantee at this place, you got to make sure, like, you want to talk to them about what time of the night you're going to receive the guarantee. You know, you're going to want to bring up key items that make sure that you're going to be taken care of the right way. Don't go out and do a tour without knowing people, without knowing what you're doing, because you're going to end up belly up, and you're just going to you're going to feel bad, you're going to look bad, and you make smaller bands touring look bad because you weren't in fact ready for it. You know, watch me fuck this up now. I'm like, this motherfucker has to come back mid-tour.
No.
At least I got the humility to say I'm gonna try. I'm working really hard to not be a band that's not ready. I don't want to be a band that's not in demand. You know what I mean? So I'm like, not having our music out there is a struggle. Right now, to get it out there and to have something that we're truly happy about and proud of, and say, yeah, you can find it on any platform. You know, that's huge for us, to get into these markets correctly, you know. And I want to make sure that like I said, every spot that I book, I want to start working with that promoter, different promoters in that town, different people in that town, just really start stemming out so that we're making our stops really worth it. I think the band we're going out with will make it worth it anyway, but like, I'd do this if we were going on our first headlining tour. You know, I would make sure that I get out there. I try to hook up with the radio market and get played on their fucking Saturday night metal shows or whatever, you know, and try to get into each market and infect them. And that's what that's what a manager is going to do for a band anyway.
Okay. Steve, I love picking your brain. It's really helpful information to some of these younger cats, I think, when you give answers like that. So I thank you for answering that one. I like the answer to the hospitality. I think it really starts with the community and how you treat the others when you arrive. So that's going to reflect how they treat you. And I think when you're going from town to town or trying to get established in those towns, establishing those relationships early as a friendly, you know, like easygoing, welcoming relationship when you're especially a younger band. And it sounds like you're already on that tip. You've seen that enough. You've been doing the Metal Fest so long, you kind of know how to handle these bands and how to conduct yourself as one. But thank you for stating it for the people in the back who haven't heard it well enough yet, because you did tell us the same thing last time. Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate it.
With your promoters, you know, all the promoters, they got you lined up in those towns, and that should be somebody that you want to be homies with. And if it's not, you're not doing the right thing.
Truth.
Yeah, that's definitely.
You know, if they care about you being there, you're going to get a lot more from them. You're going to get a lot more of their people out there, a lot more of their people's interest and attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having a venue back your band is Like, that'd be one of the most powerful things, you know?
Yeah, if
So,
they want to have you back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they push you at that point. They're like, dude, get Killcrown back in here. They're an awesome band to work with, and they fucking melt people's faces. You know, you can't ask for more. We have killer, bright, awesome merch, you know, and you fucking look all bright and shiny on stage. It's good. You know?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
good.
absolutely. All right, so we kind of talked about a lot of things here today. We don't have to go on. I don't want to take your whole day up. I know you got some jams to look forward to. And we kind of talked about what's next for you guys. This year. So we kind of already covered that even. But anything else that we missed, or anything you'd be remiss if we didn't cover today? Obviously, once you guys get the album out, come back, get in the room, and we'll really dissect it.
Yeah, we definitely. I cannot wait for that, dude. There is some music that's just unreal. Like, Death has so much to the story. There's so much to that story, right? We could have even talked for longer about that song. And, but some of the other songs are just deep, man. Like Choke. Like when Choke comes out, people hear that song, you're just gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah, you think you stink face with Death, wait till you hear Choke.
Nice.
Hell yes.
But it's a crazy
Looking forward to it.
song. It's very fucking heavy. And then the breakdown is just nasty and haunting. Just gross, man. And then the content is like, what the fuck, dude? It's so poignant, man. It was one of the worst places in my life when I wrote that song. And I value that so fucking heavily, man, to go back and listen to it now, because it's not even in our set currently. When we swapped drummers, it wasn't one that we showed to Dave right off the bat, because there were these other 6 songs that we could do that were that was almost like a little bit easier, I think, or I don't even remember why, but we just needed 6 songs, so we picked 6 songs, and that one happened to not be in it. But it is just like, I go back and listen to it and I just get chills that run down my arm, because it's just heavy in a very raw, deep, raw way. Like it's deep.
Hell yeah. So that's going to be one of the next singles, or is that just going to be one that's going to be on the album?
I'll probably be on the album.
Okay.
So our next 2 singles will probably be about fighting people. Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectful. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, shoot, guys. Is there anything else that you want to go over? Or I know it's kind of a short one, but kind of just talking about the single, and you guys sounds like you got a pretty solid plan coming up, focused on the album. So,
I would say just that the next 2 songs that we're gonna release are nail biters, man. There's absolute fucking banger material. So the first 3 songs that we'll have out this year are just ridiculous songs, man. And I wasn't exaggerating. They are, I think, all 3. At least 2 of them. Well, yeah, no, they're about fighting people. They're all about fighting people. I don't know why. I just love the good, beat down, shut the fuck up kind of fucking song. You know what I mean? This world that we live in is shit. It's absolute trash at times, man. I like being able to write music that just cuts right the fuck through that. And it just satisfies us to our absolute core. Another song we wrote, I'll tell you all this one real quick, is
sure.
called Burn This Bitch. And so most of our songs are really deep from a real place, you know what I mean? They're raw, they're fucking heavy, they're awesome. This song was actually a song I wrote about burning the venue while we're in it, waiting for the other 4 songs or the other 4 bands to play. I got like a disclaimer at the beginning of it where I asked people really politely, like, not to burn the building down, And then I'll be like, this song's called Let's Burn This Bitch. And then it goes into it, and it's just fucking super heavy. It's fucking, the whole song, the end of it is, soap the carpet in gasoline and light the match with intent to disrupt the peace. Circle pit, and you got shit on fire. So take your fucking concert aggression to the next level. Fuck it. Fuck washing. Fuck all this pussy shit. Burn this bitch to the ground. So we will be getting kicked out of venues coming up soon here. We know all across the country, I hope.
Killcrown, the new white snake, right?
You said Killcrown. Dude, we might have a fucking name change coming up soon. New shirt idea. A shirt idea. Damn.
Did you guys have a tentative date in mind for the release of the full length?
My hope, honestly, is that we're able to release, and this is a hope, it's not a super So, my hope is that we release our album early winter. I would like to release it and then do an actual December tour. That's the stupidest thing that you can ever imagine, but that's what I want to do.
No. You can get by with a light winter early on. That old man winter doesn't usually wake up till a little bit later, usually.
Yeah, we're trying to do it. It's going to be, beginning part, like the kind of the mid-December. Most of the time, the weather is, not as bad as it is now, obviously. Yeah. So, we're going to try to get everything lined up, get really good vehicles that can handle the shit no matter what. I actually have a bus that we've not done anything with for a couple of years because it needs this really expensive alternator. And our band hasn't been touring or anything, so I just haven't done it. It's like $1,000 just for the alternator, man. It's a double pulley. Yeah, man, it's a lot. But it's got like 30,000 miles on it. It's a city bus, not even that old. And they swapped it over to propane. So it runs on propane. It's crazy. You might see a pimp in the United States in that thing.
Burning places down with that propane.
Right, baby. That was right. Man. No, I just burned clean though, man. I don't ever have engine maintenance on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, Hank Hill approves.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I got some other friends that got a couple of tour buses too, so we're looking into a few different options. One of them set up for 7. I think that's the number that we're running with. So we'll see where that goes. We'll have it figured out by then for sure.
Would that be a merch guy and a photographer or what?
Yeah. And honestly, it might end up being 1 or 2 more people that are coming with them. Yeah, maybe the joint roller. Yeah, we can I'm smoking a lot.
Is there going to be a dedicated driver, or is that a responsibility that's going to be shared?
A couple of our band members rarely drink, if ever, so we always have somebody sober with us.
Yeah, for sure. I don't drink very much, but it's not me. Not it. I'll be working. You know what I mean? No, I can't.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to be working, promoting this tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And making sure, the next town is set up too, like you were saying.
Right. I'll be bumping everybody hard right after the show. I'm on to the next guy. Like, hey, guy, what are we doing? Let's get some pancakes in the morning.
Yeah. Straight up OMW in the inbox as soon as you leave the venue. On my way, bro. Just so you know.
I need water. You got water?
Yeah.
You can be late with
water. That's a start.
Water.
Yeah, that's a start. Water. Well, shit, guys. It was great chatting with you guys today. The new single, it's called Death. Killcrown. Appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, we'll have you in the room once you get the album. If you want to come back, we'll talk fully about the album. Like I said, also, Steve, I'll be in touch. We're going to get you through we're going to talk in the room about we'll promote the Metal Fest. And, there's a few other things I'd like to help out with that this year. So and I do plan on definitely being there, so it's in the calendar now. But
Awesome.
hell yeah.
I appreciate that, you guys.
yeah, for sure. And I appreciate you guys' time today. I hope you guys have a good jam. And yeah, you all inspire me to make me want to play. So I'm going to probably go do that before we do our next one. So
Yeah,
for sure.
All right, gentlemen. Talk to you soon, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace. Later.
Yeah.
Later.